Hello, this is Mara. In this class, we're going to see the prepositions. In this topic, prepositions, it's just hard to, because I could say like a means to, or means about, it depends on the context, right? So I would like to teach it, I like to teach you with verbs next to it. So this is why it's gonna be like a little maybe vocabulary intensive, because I do it on purpose, because I really want you to see the actual meaning of each verb and in which context you could use it. So bear with me if it gets a little bit boring. So let's go. So here in our class, the first one is ponerse a. Okay, first of all, poner, what does it mean, poner? Somebody knows? It's to put, okay? So poner means to put. Y ponerse means to put on, which is the reflexive. You have to go to the reflexive to class to learn this. But now we're going to see ponerse a. And ponerse a change actually the meaning. It's not to put on, it's to start to cry, to start to do something after a consequence. Like the closest one that I can think is this one, ponerse a llorar, was to burst into tears. So you can say to start to cry, but it means something different to burst into. It's like all of a sudden, like, you know, something make you upset and you just did it. Well, the same kind of verb we have, but for other stuff too. Por ejemplo, ponerse a estudiar, to start studying. To start studying and ponerse a estudiar, they both mean to start, but ponerse a has a connotation that it takes like an effort for you. Like, for example, you were lazy watching movies in the couch all day and then started to study, right? Ponerse, there you use ponerse a estudiar. En cambio, comenzar o empezar, which means to start, they don't have any connotation. It's just very neutral, different from ponerse a. So that's the first one, and it's always with a, and actually it makes it change the meaning. So it's very important, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. To leave the cell phone in the office. How do you say that? Think about it before you can also pause me. So dejar el celular. So when you leave something behind, dejar means. Dejar also means to leave a boyfriend or a girlfriend, to leave behind something. To leave something behind. Okay, good. So we saw that in another class. Right? It means dejar. So dejar, until now, is having a second meaning, right? Dejar. Por ejemplo, te dejo jugar afuera. I let you play outside. Let's see another. To stop smoking. Guess what? Also could mean dejar. So dejar can mean to leave something behind, to let, or to quit doing something. So you have to be careful how do you use that. So, por ejemplo, dejar, in this case of to quit, you use de. Dejar de fumar or dejar de hacer algo. To let is dejar, generally goes the verb directly. For example, la mamá deja goes with the preposition a, su hijo fumar. So if it's a person, it goes with a, okay? Deja, this a means refers to the son, okay? And if you want to make it shorter, lo deja, fumar. So this is the part where it's a as long as you have here to a person, okay? Because the meaning that you just replace this person because you want to make it shorter is ella lo deja fumar. Go to the class of direct object and direct object if you don't know Lola, it's say. Lo deja fumar. Can you see that the a disappears? It's because there's not the to, the son. This is all replaced by lo. Su hijo. And then fumar is the verb, to let him smoke. Okay. And then to stop or to quit, or I say dejar de fumar, and then dejar, to leave something behind. It could be dejar a, again, it's a person, tu novio, let's say, to leave your boyfriend, like to break up would be, to break up means also, or dejar, like the example we saw, el celular, see, en la oficina, to leave the cell phone behind. You see, this is a noun, so you don't leave, okay, a person. Okay, let's see another one. To return from is volver, volver de. So when it's volver de, is to return from. That de means from. So volver de, to return from vacation, por ejemplo. Volver de vacaciones. But let's see this example. For example, empecé a jugar al tenis de niña. Okay, let me put it bigger. Empecé a jugar al tenis de niña. So empezar always goes with a. Yeah. Empecé a jugar. And al tenis with a verb in infinitive. Okay. Just give me 1 second. So empezar a is to start to do something. So you have to do with a verb. So for example, empezar a jugar al tenis. But if you do it with a noun, it's empezar con tenis. Empezó con el juego, con su tarea, let's say, with his homework. You see, that's a noun, doesn't go there. You see how very specific is depending. So you have to just focus on the verb and then study how it is used instead just the preposition, because you always use it like in a context anyway. So then yo dejé de, remember, was to quit playing in this case, but it's with smoking or whatever. And volver a means to return to do something. So volver de was to return from. If the minute you add volver a, that means to return to do something. But volver de means return physically from. Okay? Return from physically somewhere. And you can also volver a casa, right? Volver a casa means to return home. Return home. Okay, so careful when, sorry, I meant with this one. Is this one will go with the verb anyways. That's the way that you know, volver a jugar al tenis. Let's see the next example. And volví a jugar tenis. So I started, I quit to play, I return again to do it again. You see, volver a jugar, to return to do it. Then to get used to. To get used to, run is acostumbrarse a. It's reflexive, acostumbrarse, and it's always with a, if it helps. Acostumbrarse a. It's always reflexive. And it's always with a, sorry, I meant. Okay. Means to get used to. Por ejemplo, me acostumbré a correr en la mañana. I got used to running in the morning. Then to gain courage to do something physically. It means atreverse. So atreverse y animarse basically means the same, is to gain courage. Atreverse y animarse. To gain courage too. Both of them to gain courage. There's a slight difference. Sometimes it's used exchangeably, but the actual little subtle difference that they have is this one is more physically, okay? And this one is more psychologically, okay? This one, sorry about my English if I'm writing. I think I'm writing this wrong. And so the idea is that, por ejemplo, let's give an example there. Por ejemplo, me animé a pedir let's do something more psychological. Me animé a decirle te quiero o te amo. I gain courage to say I love you. You see that is a little more emotional than actual physical. But if you say, for example, sorry, me animé goes to an accent. If you say, for example, me atreví a, I don't know, a saltar de un avión, with a parachute, obviously, con un paracaídas, is I dare to jump out of an airplane, con un paracaídas, see? So you see that it's more physical, both emotional and physical go very, because if you're not already emotional, you don't do it physically, so very, but that's what is very subtle. The difference, you can use both exchangeably, but that would be the subtle difference, okay? And then to this dedicate yourself, this is easy, it's always with an a, and it means dedicarse a is always to dedicate yourself. So the other way of saying, what do you do? This is what you do for a living. So en qué trabajas, in what you work. You can also ask a qué te dedicas. It's very common. This te is because it's reflexive, this verb. And it always goes with a. To teach, okay, enseñar always goes with a, is to teach someone. To say no formally is negarse a, to deny, to refuse, I guess, to do something, and also means to deny. Me niego a confesar, I refuse to confess, or me niego a, o niego la situación, I deny the situation, for example. Then to arrive home, you already know, right? It's llegar a casa. But llegar means has different meanings too. So, and it could be confusing because this is always with a. So llegar a is to arrive to, and you knew that one, I think. But also could mean llegar, alcanzar, sorry. The other one is alcanzar algo physically. So alcanzar means to reach, okay? To reach something physically, alcanzar. So this is to arrive somewhere, we saw llegar a. Then let's see this example. To manage to finish also means llegar a, or alcance a. So the second one is I didn't reach to finish, or no llegué a, I didn't manage to finish. So also llegar a not only means to arrive to, this also means to manage to finish. A terminar la tarea, right? So no llegué a terminar la tarea means I didn't manage to finish the homework. You know, you are very busy. Or I didn't reach to my goal. You know, that's kind of the point of this expression, I guess, the homework. Okay, so that's the second of llegar a. Also, llegar a has three meanings. I don't know, you don't kill me. Llegar a means also to end up doing something. To end up doing something. Not on purpose. That's why you end up doing it. For example, llegué a gritar a mi hijo sin querer, because I was mad. So I end up yelling at my son. Sin querer means without meaning it. So without wanting it, right? Sin querer. Or llegué a comprar ropa muy cara. I end up buying expensive clothes. You know, like was an impulse, right? So that's the other example of llegar a. Después, tender a means to tend to, and it always goes with a as well. Tender to. Then asistir and is to help. Asistir means to attend. Atender. Y atender means to assist. Yeah, I know, could be confusing. That's what I'm saying. Asistir. Asistir es asistir means to attend. For example, yo asistí a clase. I attended class. Or en atender is to assist, like a client or something, to assist. Yo atendí a un cliente. I assisted a client. That could be confusing. That's what seeing it. Then, and well, like I say, asistir a la escuela to attend to school. Then, preguntas para practicar. These ones are questions that you can ask your language partner. You need to, first of all, obviously study these meanings, write them down and memorize it. And then you have to be able to do these questions, right? So, ¿alguna vez dejaste las llaves en el trabajo? You remember dejar is to leave behind in this case. Or, ¿qué dejaste de hacer que te gustaría volver a hacer? What do you quit or stop doing that you like to do again? ¿A qué hora vuelves del trabajo? This vuelves, volver del, is return from. When was the last time that you end up buying something by impulse? Que llegar a is by impulse. You see why you have to just study first the meaning and then repeat it again, so it sounds like familiar to you, because if not, it could be very confusing, okay? I hope this video was useful, and I hope to see you again in one of my classes. Ciao, ciao.